Hey everyone, it's Ashley with Me, Myself, and VSG, and it is surgery day, you guys. Welcome to Tijuana, Mexico. I am currently sitting at the Grand Hotel Tijuana in Tijuana, Mexico, waiting to leave to go have my VSG weight loss surgery. I am so dang excited. And in today's video, I just want to sit down and talk about everything that happened yesterday from start to finish, and just kind of give you a general idea on what you can expect if you are going to be traveling to Tijuana for bariatric surgery, but more specifically, if you're going to be using EOC, which is Elias Ortiz and Company. I talk about it all the time here on my channel. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start chugging my water. I've got a Gatorade Zero packet here. This is the Glacier Freeze. I can't ever say that word. Glacier Freeze flavor. And I have to stop drinking liquids at noon. So I am just trying to chug as much liquids as I can and order room service. And I'll tell you guys about that here in just a little bit. It's not the room service that you're probably thinking. It is the Liquid Diet room service. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe if you want to follow my weight loss journey or learn more about Elias Ortiz and Company or bariatric surgery in general. And if you guys have questions, as always, please comment them in the comments down below because I definitely want to answer questions. I'm an open book with this journey. You guys know that by now if you have been following me here or on TikTok. So comment them down below if you have questions. And let's go ahead and get started because I'm super excited to tell you guys all about it. Okay, so just for the record, today is Saturday, February 26th. It is surgery day, like I said, and holy crap, you guys, yesterday was such a long day of traveling. So I flew from Springfield, Missouri. That is my local airport. My flight was delayed 1 hour, which, you know, it's whatever. It kind of allowed me to stay in bed a little bit longer, if I'm being honest. The plane had to get de-iced, and I'll insert some clips and stuff as I'm talking about this stuff too, so you guys can just get kind of a visual on what I went through yesterday. But the plane was de-iced. We finally took off. I sat next to a 10-year-old little girl, and it was her first flight ever. Her mom and little brother sat in front of us, and it was just super sweet. And I was pretty dang happy that I didn't have to sit next to like another, you know, large adult. It was nice sitting next to a kid. So, you know, I was just happy about that. And it also reminded me of my daughter who is 8. So it just kind of brought a little bit of peace to me. So that part was really good. The flight to Dallas, Texas was only about an hour. Just got a really bad tickle from that Gatorade powder, tickle in my nose. Anyway, that flight was an hour, okay? Got to Dallas. Dallas is a huge airport. And before my flight was delayed, I was supposed to take off from Dallas around 9:16. Well, we landed at like 9:13 and didn't get off the plane until like 9:30. So I already had missed that flight, had to rebook, no problem. I do recommend if you guys are flying with, I can only speak for American Airlines. They have an app. I can imagine the other airlines have an app as well, but it's super easy to use. So download whatever airlines app that you have. It makes for really quick like change of flights and stuff like that, and you can check in your boarding passes on your phone and all that. So that was really easy. So in Dallas, unfortunately, the plane was delayed because there was no flight attendants. So I just want to preface this by saying that if you are going to be traveling, honestly anywhere, but specifically to Mexico, it's one of those times where you have to be very patient. Okay, if you're not a patient person, you need to start practicing patience now. I'm a very patient person, so it was whatever. I waited for 3 hours. There was no flight attendants for the flight, so we finally got the dang flight attendants. They were stuck on a plane coming from Austin, Texas. So we got on the plane, everything was fine, takeoff, whatever was fine. I landed in Tijuana about 2:30, which was kind of scary because if you land anytime like after 3 p.m., they actually charge you an additional like $100 to come back to pick you up after hours, what they consider after hours, because the shuttles only come at 11, 1, and 3 p.m. So 2:30 was just perfect. I got on my my shuttle, my bus, my driver, his name was Arthur. I'm going to insert a clip of him right here. He was super awesome, super nice, hilarious. And let me just say this too, like your driver that you're going to get from EOC is not just someone who's going to drive you. He's not going to be just some random person sitting there driving you from place to place. He is a tour guide. He understands all the medical processes of EOC, like to the T. Like everything that he said was exactly what I heard was going to happen and what I've heard from other people's experience. So don't just think that it's someone that's going to drive you. They're actually very informative. So any questions that you have in regards to, you know, like going to the different hospitals for your CT scan and stuff like that, he can answer it all. And what I really appreciated was not only his humor, he was super funny, but he actually was really good to explain to us where we were going. Okay, so we're gonna go and do this, cross the border. I'm gonna let you know what we're gonna do. He told us step by step everything, which by the way, crossing the border took literally less than 30 seconds. Well, let me rephrase that. Going through border control lasted less than 30 seconds. Getting to the border was another story. Traffic was crazy. I can't speak for everyone's experience or what your experience is going to be, but I flew in on a Friday and it was absolutely insane. Bumper to bumper traffic. So if you're someone that gets car sick, maybe pack some Dramamine, or I want to mention this too before I forget, get one of these prescriptions for your doctor. It is called scopolamine, SCOPOLAMINE. It is a transdermal system, and it is a patch that goes right behind your ear right here. And I have this set out for later because I do plan to take this or put it on right before I go down to head to the hospital for surgery today. But I did not take this or put this on before my flights or anything like that because I was afraid it was going to make me tired, because that is a side effect. So I plan to take that right before I leave my hotel room. I keep saying take that. It's not something you take, it's something you stick on your skin. But I plan to put that on before I leave so that kind of my nauseousness and stuff while we're driving and also after surgery is going to be kind of eased. So anyway, it was bumper to bumper traffic, absolutely insane. People drive like crazy here. They cut you off, they honk. Excuse me, holy crap. That was a broth burp. I've been drinking lots of broth. Excuse me, that was rude. Maybe I should cut this out, but probably not because it's part of life and there's gonna be a lot of burping and farting over the next couple of days. I'm just being honest, all that gas. But anyway, even the driver will cut people off because that's just how people around here are used to driving. It's fine, everything's fine, no car accidents, no fatalities, nothing like that, but definitely wear your seatbelt just in case. So that was pretty crazy. Finally got through border control super quick. And after border control, we were on our way. We went super quick to the hospital. It only took about 10 minutes from the border. And the first hospital that you go to, I'll insert a couple clips of that here too, you go to get your CT scan. Very pretty hospital. I will say, I just want to forewarn everyone that like wherever you're from, whatever the hospital looks like, wherever it's located, I want you to completely wipe that of your brain, okay? Because these hospitals are located in the most random locations. Like, I actually love it. I think it's hilarious. There'll be just like a random gas station, a couple of houses, and then boom, there's this tall building that they call a hospital, and it's just a tall building. They're not big and massive like, you know, like hospitals that you and I are used to. They're just, you know, straight up tall buildings, and that's the hospital. And it's kind of cool because it's just like nestled in wherever it'll fit basically. So you go in, you get your CT scan. That was pretty quick. You do have to pay $93. Now that is as of right now, I can't say what it's going to be in the future. It might be a little bit more if you're watching this video months or years down the road, but $93. A little tip that I have for you guys if you're traveling on a trip like this is to bring some type of bag. And I do the envelope system, okay? So I kind of shared and talked about this on the TikTok that I made of me packing my bags. But this right here is my hernia repair, and it's $350. I don't know if I have a hernia. I'll find out when I go today to the hospital for surgery. But I do the envelope system. So I had an envelope just like this for my CT scan. It was marked, you know, CT scan $93, and I just pulled the money out of the envelope to pay for that at that hospital, and I was good to go. So the CT scan was pretty quick. You just lay on this bed thing, and there is like the machine that goes over. You have to lay kind of like this with your arms above your head, and then it just kind of goes up and down your body. And what I thought was so funny, I told my mom about this because it was just cracking me up. Obviously, we're in Mexico, everyone speaks Spanish, so a lot of things are automated in English. And so when you're laying there, the machine there'll be like a recording of a woman's voice that says, take a deep breath and hold it. And then it's like very abrupt. So you have to take a deep breath, hold your breath for just like what honestly seemed like an eternity. It was a long time, probably like 15 seconds. And then finally it said, okay, you can breathe now. and that was it. And it was just the most hilarious thing to me. I thought it was so funny. You had to do that 2 times. That was really easy. You were just laying down. When I got out of there, I asked Arthur, our driver, if we were going to find out what our CT scan results were. And by the way, too, Arthur, the driver, or whatever driver you're going to get, they actually go in with you to these places. They don't just dump you off on the side of the road. They will actually say, okay, we're going to get out. We're going to do this. You can leave your luggage in here, but take your purses and belongings with you. We're going to walk in here. Like, he actually guided us, and you'll see that in the clips that I show. He really did say, you know, welcome, this is the hospital. You're going to go here. There's a bathroom there. A side note that I did want to make is there is always either bottled water available or those water jug things where they have like the big, whatever, however many gallon, 5 gallon or 10 gallon jugs that go on top of the machine, and you push the button and the water pours out. There's that accessible in all these different places for the main purpose of hydration for the bariatric patients, of course. But the water in Tijuana, even the people who live here don't drink it. It's not good drinking water. So there's always fresh water available. It's not normally this blue, but of course you guys seen that I use my Gatorade packet. Let me take a drink real quick while I'm thinking about that. But yeah, fresh water everywhere. Accessible bathrooms everywhere. So that's been really nice and accommodating, and just one of those things that you shouldn't have to worry about. So it's nice that that's all done for you. But I asked him, back to what I was saying, I asked him if we would know the results of our CT scan, and he said, no, you'll find that out tomorrow. He said, but if they didn't have you like rolling over and flipping all over the place, you're good. So if they do see that there might be a problem, they'll have you kind of move around more often just to get different angles and stuff like that of your lungs and your stomach and everything they're checking for. So that made me feel good. I didn't have to do any of that. Fast forward to being finished with that, there was only 4 people in my group because we did get picked up at the end of the day. So we all went over to Baja Hospital and Medical Center, and that is where the surgery for Dr. Ortiz is. Blue Hospital, which I'll insert a picture of it here. It's very pretty from the side of the highway. That is a different hospital for some of the different surgeons. Dr. Covarrubias, I think is his name. I think he's at that hospital, and a couple other ones. But we pulled into Baja. I really liked it because, again, it was in a totally random location, but it was protected by a privacy gate that had to actually be opened from the inside. So the open it, let you in. We went in there, we just sat down, filled out a bunch of paperwork. There's like a kind of like a pre-op checklist, like, have you ever dealt with depression, headaches, you know, short of breath, diabetes, all this different stuff you had to fill out, sign off on those forms. The hernia repair form was on there as well, just to kind of make sure that they have your consent to fix the hernia and that you're aware that there is a $350 cost for the hernia. So then once that was done, everybody got called back one by one to get their pre-ops done. So that is blood work and an EKG, super simple. They'll take your oxygen with a pulse ox. They'll kind of measure your oxygen, make sure you're good there. And then they stick all these little sticky pads on you. You get an EKG, and then they will just prick your arm and take a few vials of blood, and that is done. She only had to prick me once. I know that's because I have good veins, but I also always stay hydrated. I've never had an issue with getting an IV. So if you're someone who does have issues getting an IV, I really encourage you, before all this, while you're walking through the airport, while you're on the airplane, while you're waiting for your driver, while you're with your driver, going to these hospitals, keep water with you. Keep drinking. Every stop you make, if there's fresh water available, at least get a glass or 2 to stay hydrated, because that really does help. And then from there, we went to the Grand Hotel Tijuana, which I'll show right here. Super freaking cool, you guys. It's actually attached to a casino, like a big full-time casino. It's in a pretty cool spot in town. There's like this kind of like a strip almost. So the Grand Hotel Tijuana is there. There's restaurants across the street. There's a Subway. There's gas stations, all kinds of different stuff in this general vicinity. And then what we did was we went in, and again, Arthur, I'll show you right here. He took us in. He pointed everything out. There was a couple of bariatric patients in my group that had companions, so he pointed out the bar. There's an Italian restaurant in the hotel. Like, wait till you guys see it. If you are waiting for your trip to EOC, it is way bigger than I expected. It is a huge hotel. It's so big, in fact, that it has like little shops that you can shop at inside, like little boutiques. It's pretty cool. But yeah, he showed us around, showed everybody where everything was, and then he took us up to the EOC office. And the EOC office is located here in the hotel. And what they did was told us what our like our pre-op cutoff time was for liquids. So my time, I thought it was weird, and I don't really think it means anything, but I have to stop drinking liquids at noon, and everyone else in my group had to stop drinking liquids at 4 o'clock. So to me, I'm really hopeful that that means my surgery is a little bit earlier than everyone else's, but we'll see. I also got my room key from the lady there at the EOC office. They'll give you like your room number and stuff like that, as well as I'm gonna cover up my room number, as well as like the EOC office number, the night shift nurse, room service, and the front desk. So we do get room service here. And with room service, when you're with EOC, you get to do the room service 3 times per day, and they will bring you chicken broth. It's really liquidy chicken broth. I'll tell you about some better broth here in a second. But it's chicken broth, a popsicle, and then a big old glass of apple juice, which let me just tell you, apple juice has never tasted better in my life. After not having apple juice for so long, or any type of juice or anything sweet for that matter, it's just really satisfying. So you can order that 3 times per day. You can just use your phone that is on your little night table next to your bed, and yeah, you get your room service, and they'll just bring it right up to you, and it's free. You do have to pay for bottles of water, and they are $2 a piece, so make sure to budget enough for that. I'm getting ready to order room service again here in a little bit after I am done with this video, and I'm going to order some more water and some more room service before I have to cut off all of my liquids. I'm just trying to slam as much water and stuff as I can. After we met with everyone in the EOC office, it was pretty much it. We were able to go to our room. We did have a bellhop that loaded up all of our luggage and everything onto a rack and actually brought it to everyone's individual room. He had an ongoing list. He would ask for your room number, you would tell him, and then he would write it down, and he would bring you your bag. Make sure that you bring enough money to tip these people because they are service people. So I've been tipping the bellhop and the room service people a couple dollars each time they come up here. So do you guys want to see my room? I'll show you my room here in just a second. And I also want to show you the view because it's beautiful. I'm trying to think of anything else that I wanted to share with you guys. I mean, it's just been incredible. 10 out of 10 experience so far, from the driver to just everything has been really great. The culture here in Mexico, this is my second time in Mexico. I came here for my honeymoon years ago. The culture here is very accommodating, very kind, very accommodating. They want to make sure that you're comfortable, you're happy, you have everything you need. So that's been very much appreciated. Oh, let me talk about the broth. Let me talk about the broth. I'll insert a picture here. It's definitely not anything like the broth that you've probably been having on your preoperative diet. Get the beef broth, not the chicken broth. I didn't even try the chicken broth because everyone said it's not good, so I went ahead with beef. But there's a restaurant right across the street from the hotel, and it's called Fonda Argentina Tijuana. Let me just tell you, the broth is so good, heavenly. It tastes like the drippings off of like the juiciest piece of meat you've ever cooked. So dang good. It's like thick and kind of gritty too, which when you're on the all liquid diet with Dr. Ortiz, it's clear liquids. So we don't get anything like that. So it really is a treat. And the hospital and Dr. Ortiz actually recommends we try the broth. So it's just kind of cool that we can go there and get it. So it was only like $4.70 or so, pretty inexpensive. I got a bowl of it, a big bowl too. I sat there and had a bowl while I was on the phone with my mom. And I, sipped on that while I was talking on the phone. And then I got 2 to go to bring back to my hotel room. So crossing the street, by the way, is a freaking nightmare until you get the hang of it. So it's on a pretty busy road. And before I left the hotel, I asked the guys, I said, how do you cross the road without getting hit by a car? And he said, walk up to the stoplight, wait till the stoplight turns red. And he said, and go. And you got 40 seconds. And I was like, all right, I got this. So 40 seconds it is. I made it across in probably 10 because I was like literally, power walking across the street, probably looked like a waddling duck. But anyway, I got across fine, and everything was fine. And another funny thing I noticed too, so freaking random and unexpected, is you'll be walking down the sidewalk to get to the crosswalk, and there are they're basically taxis, but they don't look like a typical like New York taxi cab. They are buses and vans and different shapes and sizes of different vehicles with like writing on the side with like prices and stuff like that. So they're taxis, and it really sounds like you're in New York. Beep beep beep. or just like random weird honking sounds. I can't even describe it, but it's not like a normal beep. But what they're doing is they're watching for people on the side of the road to give rides to. So they will literally honk at you and pull up beside you to try to get you to like purchase a ride from them. Of course, I'm not doing that, and I highly don't recommend you guys do it either, but I just thought that was super random. And I did get one on video that I'll show you guys here too, but I just thought that was funny. So when I got back to my room after getting my broth, I went ahead, and the broth was pretty hot, so I took the lid off of it and set it here, took a really good shower, and then I enjoyed the rest of my broth. I ordered room service and had the popsicle and the apple juice. I tasted the other broth. I really wasn't hungry at that point, but I did taste it just to see what it was. And it wasn't too bad. It just was not as good as the beef broth. It was so freaking good. Like, if I could take that home, I would eat that as a full meal all the dang time. It's so good. I went to bed very full, very satisfied, because you got to think, I haven't eaten since Wednesday, and today's Saturday. So all day Thursday, all day Friday, for the most part, I didn't get to eat anything, only broth and water. While I was traveling, and it was just an exhausting traveling day. So I went to bed with a very full tummy, very satisfied, and it was just really great. So I guess I'll show you guys my room. I'll give you a little bit of a tour, and then I will show you my view. And the next time you guys hear from me will be after surgery, which I can't believe. Oh my gosh. So I have to leave this hospital room at 12. It's about 10:30 right now, and what's going to happen now, to my understanding, and I'll fill you guys all in on this later once I actually experience it, but to my understanding, I have to meet down at the EOC office. The shuttle is going to take me to the hospital, and I'll get hooked up on my IV and get a hospital bed and a gown, and patiently await for my surgery time. So I plan on editing this video and getting it posted before I get into surgery. Fingers crossed that that happens, unless of course I get called early. But the thing is I leave here at 12, and Dr. Ortiz does not start surgery until 4 p.m. So I've got plenty of time. I'm going to edit this video, get it up for you guys, I think, and after that I will already have surgery, and like, I'm really excited to share that experience with you guys as well. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me go ahead and show you my room. Okay, so this is what my room looks like when you first walk in. Right over here there is a closet with a safe, which I think was pretty cool. I couldn't figure it out, so I didn't even bother with it, but I did take an extra blanket out of there. There's hangers and stuff like that for if you're, you know, staying a little bit longer, which I just kept everything in my suitcase, obviously. Directly to the left is the bathroom. And actually, let me see if I can pan out a little bit. There we go. Give you guys a little bit of a wider angle view there. You've got your sink. You've got me in the mirror, but that doesn't come with your hotel stay, I'm sure. This is all my room service stuff. Obviously, you've got your potty and everything there. So pretty nice bathroom, pretty standard. I've definitely stayed in nicer hotels, but this one is pretty nice. It's pretty basic. You've got a spot right here to lay like your luggage, a desk, a chair. You've got these nice big windows, which I think is awesome. There is a TV, but I haven't even bothered with it because, you know, I've been busy doing other things. And then you've got your bed, and I did get the king bed. I don't know if I'm going to be lucky next time and get a king bed, but you can either get a king bed or 2 twins. You've got a nice big mirror here, and then let me show you guys the view. So when I got here yesterday, I checked in at about, it was really close to 8 p.m. and it was dark, okay? I did not know all this was here because I couldn't see any of it because it was so dark. But look at this beautiful view of a golf course, you guys. I woke up this morning and opened the window, and I was like shook. I was like, you have to be kidding me. That is beautiful. So bright and lush, way different than at home. I live in Missouri, and it is definitely not bright and lush back at home. So yep, there's a full-blown golf course. There's this big building here. I don't know what it is, but it looks kind of important. There's like a Subway right here and a bunch of other little shops and buildings over there. So that is my view. Very, very pleased with it. Tijuana is definitely a very interesting little city, but beautiful nonetheless. I love that you can see the mountains back here. So pretty. I grew up in California, so I grew up seeing mountains in the background, and I would just never get over it, you guys. So this is what it looks like, and I will talk to you guys after my surgery. And oh my gosh, I need to show you my shirt real quick. I need to show you my shirt. Hold on. Let me get to the mirror. You're gonna have to ignore, oh my gosh, I should have rethought this, my pants that I'm wearing. Look at my shirt. Do you guys like it? Do you guys like it? Oh, you can't even see my pants, so we're good. It says, bye, bitch. and it's my stomach, and it's cut, and I can't wait. I can't wait till the stomach is cut. I can't wait till the stomach is cut because I'm gonna get skinny. Maybe. I don't want to get too skinny, but I'm gonna get a little bit skinny, and I'm okay with that. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all after surgery. Bye guys.